is episode 3 of Vulnerability's Phone a Friend. Shane Burkaw and Hannah Aylward make up the wildly popular YouTube duo Squirmy and Grubs, where they talk about relationships, snacks, disability, and all the fun weirdness in between. Shane and Hannah are public speakers, and Shane is also the author of 3 books and the co-founder of the nonprofit Laughing at My Nightmare. Shane and Hannah, welcome to your own house. How are you?
We are
good. How are you?
Honored to be here in our own house.
Oh man, it's so good to meet you guys. We've been sort of in each other's circles, but never met before.
Yeah, I feel like this is a long time coming.
We were always like passing ships in the night, and now we're finally together. So how are you guys doing?
We are doing well. We are thriving in isolation, I would say.
Shane, I gotta say, I've been aware of you for a really long time. I think the first time I saw you was on a show called My Last Days, and that was about 8 years ago, so
yes.
Congratulations, I guess.
Yeah, it turns out it wasn't My Last Days. That was actually the documentary that Hannah saw that, made her aware of me.
Yeah, led me to your blog, yeah.
When you were watching that, were you sort of, Hannah, were you like, I want to date this guy, or when did that happen?
No, I think that happened after. I thought he was, like, funny and, charming.
Wait on,
adorable.
Go ahead. Oh, yes.
No, but I wasn't thinking, it was called My Last Days. That wasn't really, like, a great opener for me to want to date you, but after we talked, I did. Obviously.
Oh, thank you.
Like, just from watching your content, one of the things that's really cool is you guys talk about relationships and sex stuff in a like, it's just not out there for people with disabilities. That was one of the things when I started dating, like, there was zero information.
Yeah.
And like, what made you guys decide, okay, we're going to really go out there and share stuff and
I think
really open about this?
People requested it because there is no information out there. I got a lot of messages from a girl who would be like, I'm starting to date someone who uses a wheelchair, who has SMA. Do you have any advice? And they would ask about intimacy and stuff, and there was really no resource to direct them to.
And I think that lack of info also creates a lot of stigma, really damaging stigma.
Yeah.
So we get thousands of comments that are horrible about, how Hannah must never be satisfied, or how Hannah's life must be terrible having a boyfriend that's disabled.
Yeah.
And that's just complete, nonsense. So we hope that our info that we're providing enlightens some of these more ignorant people.
Yeah, a lot of those original questions, 90% of them may have been from me just pretending to be different people. But I appreciate all the answers that I'm getting.
It turns out all of our followers are just Zach Ander.
I have a lot of questions. And for our audience that doesn't know, because if there's one person that doesn't follow you guys, Shane, you have SMA, which is Spinal Muscular Atrophy, right?
Yes, yep.
And because it sounds like it's already, it might be a kinky thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to find someone who's into SMA, and there's different subreddits.
It's not. The disease itself is not very kinky.
So you guys started dating online, and a lot of people are doing online dating for the first time in this age of social distancing. So do you have any tips for kindling a romance in the age of COVID?
I feel like it happened so quickly.
It was
disturbing.
Yeah.
It was disturbing. Before we had even met. We were
we were
almost obsessed with each other.
We were obsessed. We were FaceTiming constantly, and our two families were like, "What did you guys do? You're never.
Where are you?
You're in your bedrooms 24/7 now. What's going on here?"
What's the opening line that you use when you want to connect with a lady? Because I need help.
Wow. Well,
it was a pretty long email.
It was
a
long
just
email.
One line. It was nice. It was really funny.
I complimented her use of parentheses.
Yeah.
Her email utilized parentheses in just a beautiful way, and that's a super nerdy thing. But I respected that, and I was like, hey, Your parentheses are on point.
That's
Yeah.
great. If I can ever find a woman that's like, if someone uses a semicolon in the correct way,
Then you
that
know
gets
it.
me all hot and bothered.
Yep, that really gets me going. It's
Yeah.
correct grammar.
Apparently.
Like a lot of couples who were engaged before the pandemic, you guys had to postpone your wedding. How has that been?
Well, it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It was a very difficult decision. I think the whole nature of this virus is so unknown. Like, we don't know what next week will be like, let alone 3 or 4 months from now. But we did make the decision to postpone our wedding until next year, when hopefully the virus is gone.
Yeah,
but we have no idea. So
It's gotten easier, though. I think we're glad that we did it. I think it was the right decision, and now we have more time to plan. So
I've found a silver lining that you probably didn't think of, which is that we just met. But the fact that you've delayed it gives me time to become best friends with you and still get an invite to the wedding.
that is
True.
100% correct. And maybe you should even work your way up to being the officiant or something.
best man.
Oh
Best
man,
man.
I could get one of those online. I could be a minister for $50, I think, if I take
Absolutely.
the test.
Yeah, it's something to work towards, you know?
So what are some of the things that you still need to plan for you to get married? Because I can help with all that stuff. Any arguments? I was a peer mediator in middle school. We can work this stuff out. So this is a segment I'd like to call Zach Anner Wedding Planner. I'll plan the elements of your wedding that have not yet been planned free of charge on this show right now. So let's start with the most important stuff. Where are we on the cake?
Doesn't exist.
I would like a chocolate cake.
I would like a vanilla cake.
So, Zach, what should we do?
This is a pretty simple answer. 2 cakes.
Hey, there we
Okay.
go.
Are we not doing 2 cakes? Did we not talk about that first?
No, I just wanted vanilla. I don't really want chocolate to even be there.
What's
So-
gonna
You not only want what you want Shane to be unhappy.
I would prefer just vanilla. I'll do chocolate frosting.
That is not that's not a real
I
concession.
just really don't like chocolate cake.
Okay, so here's how this is going to work. Hannah, you get your cake, and Shane, meet me in the bathroom at your wedding, and we will eat the chocolate cake together secretly, and that will be fine.
This is
Okay,
perfect.
that's
You're
fine.
you're really doing a good job of getting yourself hired for this event.
I know.
Like this.
How are we on music? What's the plan for music and dancing?
I'm thinking some like easy jazz, some piano jazz music.
I like acoustic guitar, maybe.
Yeah, so maybe some acoustic jazz guitar. Just combine everything.
That'll be great for the dance floor, because everyone wants to jam out to a relaxing version of Girl from Ipanema. Are kids coming to the wedding?
Yes.
Yeah, we have lots of family that have kids, so they'll all be there. We're excited about that.
I heard that you needed some activities for kids, but I would like to suggest that you give them nothing to do. Because one of the most important things that kids need to learn is that weddings are not for them. It's not supposed to be fun for them.
True.
Yeah, I'm sure all of the 5-year-olds that will come in will just love the piano music that they'll have to entertain them the whole night.
And where are we on food for the wedding? Are we doing a plated dinner? Are we doing a buffet?
Plated dinner,
We are doing a plated dinner.
except you're trying to throw a wrench into the plans.
It's not a wrench, it's a beautiful idea.
It's not.
I would like a mashed potato bar where you can fill your mashed potatoes with anything that man can create. From cheese to bacon, sour cream.
But it's a plated dinner. How are they going to...
Never mind that, because you can put mashed potatoes from a buffet onto a plate, right?
Yeah, that's all they get is a plated dinner of mashed potatoes.
And then, are you going to have Sunday toppings like, candy and hot fudge for the mashed potatoes?
I think mashed potatoes will be the base of every course of the meal, from appetizer to dessert, and the toppings are what change. Yeah, I like that.
That's great. Now, Hannah, you have an objection to this just because it's a little less classy just to have a trough of mashed potatoes?
I don't think that's the only reason. I don't think people would really, I don't think everyone wants mashed potatoes as the base of every meal. I think you want that. But I don't think we need to have that for every single person.
I'm imagining our invitations that we'll mail out that
Just potatoes.
normally they have to check a box about what food they want, but there will only be one box to check.
Mashed potatoes.
Now, that would be an interesting way to settle these arguments, is to just have boxes of, like, who you agree with. And your wedding guests will come out as Team Hannah or Team Shane.
We send 2 invitations to every invitee.
Who do you RSVP to?
Yeah, they have to pick who they prefer.
If there's anything that you want at the start of a marriage, it's more reasons for arguments. Since you guys aren't married yet, I want to see how well you two know each other before you go into wedded bliss. We're going to play something called the Not Yet Wed game. It sounds like a game you've heard, but it's completely different, and they can't sue us. Okay, let's see how well you guys know each other. Hannah, who's more likely to deal with a spider, you or Shane?
Me. 100%. Shane, even if Shane could physically catch a spider, or I guess kill in his case, he is terrified of them. So I catch them in a cup and bring them outside.
Hannah has never hurt an insect in her entire life.
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
So you're just an incredibly good person?
I just don't like to kill them.
At least to insects, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, Shane, I have to ask why you would be honest about your cowardice when you could totally just use SMA as an excuse and say, if I were able, I would be taking that spider myself.
That's totally...
It's the shrieking. It's the shrieking. You just can't play it off as that.
It's a giveaway.
Hannah, what's Shane's favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate raspberry.
Nailed it. That was absolutely correct.
And Shane, same question about Hannah.
Here's the problem. Hannah has 100 favorite ice cream flavors. Our freezer is mostly ice cream.
That's
so
true.
I could name any flavor and she would agree.
Correct. Just pick one.
Let's see. Vanilla?
Oh
No.
Chocolate is the only one
Wait,
I don't
what?
like.
Let me take that again.
Oh, blew it!
She likes vanilla with stuff in it, whether it's
cookie dough
or... But look, she's answering for herself because she's so excited.
So, Hannah, what's Shane's biggest pet peeve?
I think it's when people come up to him in public, like in the supermarket, and will be like, oh, watch the speed limit, or like, slow down there, speed racer.
And I just want to run them over. Oh my god.
Oh, which brings me to my next question, Shane. Do you have a license for that thing?
Oh, no.
I hate that so much because everyone thinks that it's like the first time anyone has said it.
Yep.
Yeah, they did, and then they laugh at themselves oh god, please.
And I get you should be a sit-down comic a lot. Do you get that?
Yep, we get that comment on our YouTube channel
Daily.
probably 10 times a day, yeah.
Shane, what would you say is Hannah's biggest pet peeve?
I think it's similar. So when we are out in public, people will often come up to us completely unprovoked and say things like, oh, it's so nice that you take care of him.
Yeah.
Or, oh, your son is adorable. Or
when we went to the beach and that woman was like, it's so nice of you to bring him here.
yeah, just things that are so demeaning.
Yeah.
And then when we say something like, oh, no, we're engaged, like, we're a couple, they always react like this. Oh, wow, that's amazing. So we also want to run those people over.
I get that too. Like, whenever I go out to a restaurant, I get like, so nice to see you out and about.
It's amazing that you woke up today.
I mean, I gotta admit, like, that gave me a false sense of like self-confidence because I got so much credit for doing nothing that I'm just learning that I have a lot more to do with my life than just getting up and going out to a restaurant. I went around like so proud of myself just for existing.
You're killing it. You're absolutely killing it.
This is for Shane. What is Hannah's most prized possession? The thing that she would save in a fire apart from you? Assuming that you're
That's
on the
bold.
list.
That's bold to pick Shane first.
There's a lot of stuff in our house that I think she'd be like, Shane, hold on, I have to take this outside. I think our pets are a big one. We have a dog and some rats, and I think she would save them before me. She'd probably go around looking for insects to save that would perish in the fire, and once they roll out, she'd probably come back and get me.
Well, that's nice to know that she's always coming back at least.
I would hope, yeah.
So, Hannah, is that accurate? Was that what you would have said?
Yeah, I think definitely our pets.
Is there anything else that he missed?
My stuffed bunny that I got when I was born. It's sitting on our bookcase.
I'm below the stuffed bunny?
No, you're above. The question is, after I save you, what will I run back inside for?
Oh, okay, so I've been saved.
You've already been saved.
Okay.
You're slightly above the stuffed bunny.
Well, live animals first, and then probably my bunny.
Then humans, then inanimate.
My favorite pillow, I don't know.
That's good. That's nice. That's good. It seems like you really got your priorities straight. I really think I would date either one of you. Are you looking for a third wheel? Like when you're at that stage of the relationship where you think, man, Zach would really spice this up. Let me know.
Honestly, this whole conversation has made me feel like we might invite you into our home permanently.
No one has ever said that to me before. This is so great. Since we're all stuck at home, I want to do a segment that I call Remember When We Used to Go Places? So do you guys have any favorite road trip memories?
I think one of my favorite memories was one of my biggest failures. I played the role as navigator when we are road tripping in our Broadability van.
Shane puts way too much confidence in his navigational skills.
As I should, because I'm an excellent navigator.
Okay.
And once we were navigating around. We were navigating expertly around.
You were driving.
We were driving, yeah.
Driving around Denver.
And we were following Google Maps. You weren't navigating.
I was reading the Google Map directions.
Okay.
In a wonderful, beautiful way.
Just to be clear.
And I thought I spotted a shortcut that Google was not telling me to take. And I, after much research and analysis, decided that this shortcut would save hours of our trip. So I very abruptly said, turn left, and we turned onto this road. Do you want to explain what happened from there?
Yeah, it was a small road. We kept driving, and about a mile down the road, it turned into dirt.
You were like, Shane, are you sure this is...
Yeah, it dropped off, and all of a sudden we're just in a field. I guess it was a dirt road. It might have just been not a road.
Just a field.
But Shane was like, just keep going. So we're just driving on here. It took us 2 hours to get back to a normal road, and it was way slower. We ended up just 10 feet in front of where we had turned.
Not a shortcut.
It was a horrible failure.
You didn't get there quicker. Shane, I have to give you credit, though. I didn't learn how to navigate until I was 29.
Yeah, otherwise, I'm pretty good at reading Google Maps, yeah. And I think that for all road trips, it's those little mishaps along the way that you look back on and laugh at.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
We have very much enjoyed talking with you.
It's so nice to finally get to chat with you guys. You are awesome. And I'll be looking for that wedding invitation in the mail.
Yeah, if you could prepare some materials that go over your pricing, that would be helpful. I want to let you know that our budget is, it's something we have to think about. So
I'll take mashed potatoes, please. The mashed potatoes with the Sour Patch Kids, and that's all I need.
Then it sounds like you're hired, so welcome.
Thanks to Broadability for sponsoring these, and remember to like and follow their Facebook page and all their other social media for more great content. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.